Good morning, children. Welcome back to the English online class of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. I hope all my dear children are making the best use of this online class, being at home. So be safe and stay at home. So let's move to our lessons. In the last class, we started with a poem, Geography lesson by Zulfikar Ghosh. We already discussed the first stanza. So today we will discuss the second and third stanza of this poem. So in this poem, the poet describes how a city looks when it is seen from different heights. How an earth looks when it is viewed from different heights or altitudes. So in the first stanza, he says that the city, it looks in a miniature form. It is such a wide and vast city, but when viewed from or above the ground, it looks so small. It seems it has been reduced to 6 inches. It is seen in a very miniature form. So when on the ground, he couldn't understand why this city is in such a haphazard state. Haphazard means disordered or without any planning or order. Why the state or the city is without any style or any fashion. He couldn't understand the logic behind it when he was on the ground. But when he flew to a certain height, he could get a clear picture, or there was a clear vision why this city had developed in such a way. Why this city has developed in its own way. So this city, it has developed out of the necessities of the people, for the needs of the people. It had grown in such a manner or developed in such a manner for the basic needs of the people, human beings. So he clearly understood why the city had developed in such a way. And in the first stanza, the jet has just taken off. Whereas when we come to the second stanza, the jet it has reached to a height of 10,000 feet. So he is viewing the city from that height. So from that height, he says that why the cities, they ran near the rivers, or why this valley is populated. What is a valley? Valley, it is an area of land or it is in between the hills or mountains. Area of land between the hills or mountains where you will see rivers or streams flowing. So there is also water. So this poet is asking that why the cities or why the people are living near the valleys or the rivers. And he got an answer when he flew to a certain height, to a height of 10,000 feet. He got a clear picture. He understood the logic of geography. What is the relationship between man and the land? What is the connection between man and the land? So it is the human beings, they are living near the rivers only for their livelihood, only for the existence of human beings. Without water, we cannot live. It is impossible to survive without water. We cannot live in deserts. We cannot build houses in deserts for the lifelong or for the whole life. So only where there is availability of water, man can survive, man can live. So in order for agricultural purpose or for any transportation or for any other business purpose, water is the essential thing. It's the most important thing. Only if the land is fertile, you can cultivate crops. You can grow crops. So for all this, you need water. Water is an essential thing for human beings, for the existence of human beings. So he understood that also. He understood the logic of geography also. He got a clear vision. What is the logic behind this geography? Why this land and water attract man? So what is the geography? Logic of geography? It is the land and water attracts man. So he understood the logic of geography also, and come to the third stanza. So in the third stanza the poet has reached to 6 miles. He has reached to a height of 6 miles. And from there, when he viewed the city, he could understand, or when he viewed the earth, he understood that the earth is round. And the major portion of the earth is covered by water than land. Land is comparatively less, or land is less than the areas of water. Water is more than the land. All this he could see clearly from a height, from 6 miles above the ground. So he gets a clear picture. But the only thing that he didn't understand is why there is so much of hatred among the human beings. What is the mystery between that hatred? That remains, that is something which is not revealed. Or he couldn't find the mystery behind that. Why there is so much of hatred among human beings, and why they kill each other, or why they set up boundaries, or why they create fences, or why they build high walls. He doesn't understand the mystery behind all these things. He didn't understand why there is so much of negative feelings among the human beings. Even take the present situation, contemporary issue. What is the issue going on in our country now? We are having a boundary dispute, a fight between what? Between the two countries, between India, between our country and China. So all these are still going on. This poem, it is very much relevant to the present situation also. So with this, the poet stops the poem with a note that he is unable to understand the hatred among the human beings. So I hope you all understood the poem clearly. Now let's try to work out the textual activities. Look at the first question. You have to find out 3 or 4 phrases from these stanzas which is connected to geography. So from the first stanza, you can identify the phrase, it scaled 6 inches to the mile. It scaled 6 inches to the mile. So if you have the textbook, mark those lines. That line or that phrase is connected to geography. Now come to the second stanza. Which are the lines that are connected to geography? The country had cities where the rivers ran. The country had cities where the rivers ran. That can be the second phrase. Now the third one. The valleys were populated. The valleys were populated. Now fourth one. Land and water attracted man. Land and water attracted man. So all these phrases that are connected to geography. Now see the second question. Seen from the window of an aeroplane, the city appears. You have to select the correct answer. So I told you in the beginning, the poet is watching the city from a height. He is flying in an aeroplane, he is flying in a jet plane, and sitting near the window, he is watching all this, the whole city. So what can be said? The city, it appears as developed as necessary. It was grown out of necessities of the people, of the human beings. So mark the third answer, as developed as necessary. Now look at the third one. Which are the examples of the logic of geography? There are 5 options given. We have to select from those. Which all statements can be said to be the logic of geography? First one, there are cities where there are rivers. So cities are built near the rivers, or people live near the rivers. It is easy to understand why valleys are populated. You know, there are water sources near the valleys, so that's why people live near the valleys. Next one, it is difficult to understand why humans hate and kill one another. So even though all other, the poet, he can understand all other things, all the logic of geography, but he can't understand, or he feels unable to understand why the humans hate and kill one another. So those mark those three options. Next, the fourth one. Mention two things that are clear from the height, not clear from the height. So the first one, what all things are clear from the height? The earth is round. The earth is round and it has more sea than land. So all these things are very much clear for the poet when he sees from the height. The earth is round and it has more sea than land. What is not clear from the height? What is that he doesn't understand from the height? That he doesn't understand the mystery behind the hatred among human beings. Why these human beings have reasons to hate each other and to kill each other. And why they want to build walls across the cities. Why they want to set up boundaries. Why they want to build up fences. These are all the things which is unclear for our poet. So here ends our poem. I hope you all understood the poem clearly. So learn the notes attached and also attempt the test. So that's all for today. Let's conclude the session. See you in the next class.